won't believe this. I used to get in trouble for speaking, and I don't just talk about it, I am about it. So you said story, we're gonna give you story. For those that can't see, I got a shirt that says storyteller, because corporate America wanted me to be buttoned up. Why, hello, this is Larry Long Jr. reporting for work. That's not who I am. And I believe you can do the hard work with a smile on your face.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Obehi podcast. I remain your host, Obehi 14, from the city of light and love. That is Verona, from the northern part of Italy. And I'm happy to join with a very beautiful voice, a very happy person, actually. That is Mr. Larry. Larry, could you tell the people who you are? We are here to have fun. Please go.
Oh, that's my middle name. And you said light and love. That's what I'm talking about, Willis. Larry Long Jr., CEO, that's Chief Energy Officer of LLJR Enterprises. You won't believe this. I used to get in trouble for speaking when I was in school, and now I get paid to serve and to speak. I'm a professional motivational speaker, MC, sales trainer, performance coach. I'm an author. I actually wrote a book, and I am just happy to be here with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. I'm so happy about that. I'm so thrilled about that. This is lovely. This is lovely. You know, this is a conversation that we are anticipated for. So here we are. Let's go for it. All right, Larry. Now let's start like this. This is about story. We are talking about story today. We are talking about you. I want you to take us back a little bit. Let's pull the curtain a little bit. What do you remember of your childhood? Let's start from there.
And you said the magic word, and I don't just talk about it, I am about it. So you said story, we're gonna give you story. For those that can't see, I got a shirt that says storyteller. I believe that storytelling is story selling. But my story, I was born in Maryland, just filled with love. My family, we weren't rich in money, but we were wealthy in love. So we moved around a lot. My father worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs, so I grew up in VA medical centers, Grand Island, Nebraska when I was younger, Danville, Illinois, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Coatesville, Pennsylvania, where they put me in speech classes. They said, "Little Larry, how old are you?" I said, "I'm 4." They said, "For what?" I said, "I'm 4 years old." They said, you can't talk like that here. But just seeing my parents, they served the veterans. They worked hard. They set their goals high and their dreams high. I mean, my dad grew up in Baltimore City in the projects. And he was surrounded by drugs and crime and violence. And he wasn't supposed to make it out. But I heard his story, and I just saw his determination to make better for his family than what he grew up in, which that stuck with me.
Thank you for sharing that. That is important. So now, I'm curious. I'm trying to understand. So this is the situation where your father grew up. But I'm curious now. Have you had a time to also ask your father about his own father? You see, we're talking story here now. It's kind of intentional here when I ask this kind of question, because we are trying to connect. Storytelling helps us to be able to connect to our role. We call it generational anchor in A-Classes Media. So did you manage to learn anything about your grandparents? I'm interested in that story.
Yeah, well, I love this question. And unfortunately, I lost my father 10 years ago. Rest in peace, Dad. And unfortunately, his father wasn't present in his life. My father had 2 brothers, and his father was an alcoholic, abusive, and just not a good influence. So he was in and out. And my dad made the commitment. He said, "I'm going to be better than what my dad was." And he was present, he was loving, just an amazing, amazing father. And I was blessed to have my mom and my dad growing up because those are my role models. Those are my heroes. Just seeing them day in and day out, how much they sacrificed, how hard they worked. And I got to be honest with you. You talk about generational, their legacy, I'm living it. And I've made a commitment to my family that I'm going to be present. I'm going to show love and not keep it in. And I'm going to really make sure that my kids see the example. It's your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. So I'm very intentional with how I act. It's one thing to say, I love my family. It's another thing to be there at every major event, to be present. Because these things, everyone's got one. And that's my daughter. That's my daughter looking at me saying, Daddy, make sure that you're present. You got to be at where your feet are at, because I don't know about anyone else. Sometimes I can be distracted by this device right here, and nothing is more important to me than my family. So, yeah, I love that question. I've been surrounded by love and just blessed by family, by friends, by colleagues, by acquaintances, and I'm looking to pass that along. I believe it's selfish if I just kept it to myself, so we're going to spread the love.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Larry. Um, so now, you growing up in Baltimore, what were your kind of vision? Where were your dreams? Where were those things that were occupy your mind as you are developing, getting, you are maturing as a young adolescent? You are not yet who you are today now.
Yeah, so I grew up in Columbia, Maryland, which is it's night and day to Baltimore. It's Howard County. It is not the projects. I grew up in it's a planned community. It tried to be the perfect city. Of course, it wasn't. But yeah, I grew up in a little bit of a bubble. So my dreams were big. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. I wanted to be a professional baseball player. My father ran track at University of Maryland, and he pretty much told me you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I said I want to shoot for the stars, really shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you're amongst the stars. So I thought I was going to be a professional athlete, but they always said education first, because you can't take away education. You can't take away that knowledge. You can always get hurt when it comes to sports. So I was a dual threat. Baseball star, played in college, got good grades, established good relationships, made sure that I always did well to people, and I always served the community, which you can't beat that. Those experiences, those relationships have just been a blessing for me. And being able to sow into other people, as I've seen my parents sow into other people, that for me, that's what makes life so meaningful. There's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that I ask myself every morning. He says, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing to help others? Not what are you thinking, not what are you noodling and writing about, but essentially, what are you actually doing to help others each and every day? That's the question I ask myself.
Thank you so much for that. And that is a good question. That is a great one. It's
Yes,
a great
sir.
one. It reminds us also of another important personality within our community, Muhammad Ali, who said that the service we render to other people is a rent we pay here on earth. So we need to be intentional about it. We are here to serve. We must make it clear to ourselves that we are here to serve. There is an episode that I'm going to record. I've not yet done it. We were supposed to do it last week, but probably we're going to do it next week. I'm going to do it with a professor friend of mine in the UK. I have done more than 10 episodes with him. It's about gift. In that, when you find your gift, you also need to understand that it's not for you to serve yourself. Anything that you know how to do, it's not for you. It's for you to serve other people. And if you listen to important voices again within our community again, Man Moreau, you will see Man Moreau making a good example of the mango, of the orange, that the mango doesn't produce fruit and eat it. The mango produces fruits, but other animals are going to eat that fruit. That is the mango's way of serving nature. But then, other element of nature will also come to serve the mango. I am here to serve you. So you also serve me back. If we are just in a circle of performing this, so that I want to repeat again, like Muhammad Ali said, we need to serve other. It is necessary that we do that. That is what we need to do here on earth.
That's right.
All right, now,
So
that,
it's our responsibility. You nailed it. He nailed it. Wow.
thank you so much for that. And that leads me to what you are doing today, because any person that listens to you can see that you really have this deep passion for speaking. Where is this coming from?
Ah. So like I said, I lost my father 10 years ago. And that really woke me up that life is short. My dash started in 1978. My dash, I don't know when it's going to run out. But what I do know is that my time on this earth, I'm going to give everything that I can. I'm going to serve as many people as I can. And I've just been blessed with a gift. I think I came out of the womb with a mic in my hand, and then I've added mics throughout the years and added more mics. And who got the mics? I mean, Mike. I got backup behind me. I mean, I love to talk. I love to inspire. I love to motivate. But essentially, I do what I do to transform people's lives. And transformation is when you leave one of my presentations, if I've done my job, you're going to think differently. And more importantly, you're going to do differently than when you came in. Because motivation, inspiration, it comes and it goes. I'm motivated to go to the gym today. Tomorrow, nah, I want to go ahead and rest. Well, transformation is I'm a whole different person. I'm committed to doing things differently. And I'm a big believer that when you're committed, you move and you shake in a whole different way. I'll say it a little bit louder for the people in the back. When you're committed, you move and you shake in a whole different way. Ooh, wait, that's the mic drop moment.
That's lovely. I love that. I love that. But now this is my first question within that area. Did you start like this?
I was born this way. Funny story. We lived in Nebraska. I think I was maybe 7 years old. And there were tornadoes that were coming. And we lived in an apartment complex where you have to go down in the basement to stay safe. And my parents shared the story that everyone is afraid for their life. They're afraid of just seven tornadoes touched down, just destroyed the whole area. Well, me as a kid, I said, wow, all these people, I'm jumping on people, I'm loud, I'm just having a good old time. They're like, get this little nappy-headed boy away from me, we're about to die. So to answer your question, I was built like this, just blessed by God, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's a blessing and a curse, but I like to step into the blessing of it, of being loud, of being proud, and of really caring. Growing up, my teachers used to say, Larry, you talk too much and you never shut up.
How does that contribute to what you do today?
It's a perfect fit. I mean, I'm the speaker that brings high energy. I mean, I'm the chief energy officer. I gotta bring energy. And that's how I'm built naturally. So in corporate America, I can tell you, it wasn't the best of fits. Because corporate America wanted me to be buttoned up. Why, hello, this is Larry Long Jr. reporting for work. That's not who I am. That's not how I act. That's not me in my natural habitat. That's me putting on the mask. And I think they say mask on, but it wasn't authentic to me. Upside down. I didn't like wearing the mask. I like taking the mask off. I'm serious about the work that I do, helping people personally and professionally. And I believe you can do the hard work with a smile on your face while having fun, while enjoying what you're doing and who you're doing it with. That's my belief. So I'm living in that each and every day, and I thank God. I thank God every day. I pinch myself every day, just not too hard. I don't want to wake up from this dream. I'm living the dream.
Larry, what do you really do?
What do I really do? I transform folks' lives and families' lives. That's what I do in a nutshell. How do I do it? Speaking, emceeing, training, coaching, authoring. I put out content almost daily. I do a live show every Wednesday at 12 noon. It's the midweek, midday motivational minute. I just hit episode number 300. I started on April 22nd of 2020 at the start of the pandemic. And my wife told me, she said, hey, baby, if you started, you've got to show up with consistency. So in the past 5+ years, I think I've missed maybe 4 weeks where I haven't recorded. 1 week it was my birthday, so my kids, we went out to my birthday lunch, so I missed it. Another time, my mental health, it wasn't feeling well. Another time I got sick, but every Wednesday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern, I'm gonna go live for my midweek, midday motivational minute. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You'll probably hear me before you see me, but it's inspiring folks. My wife is from Argentina, and a lot of her friends don't speak English. And they tell my wife, they say, hey, we don't understand what your husband is saying. But the energy, the excitement, the joy that he says it with, it lights us up. And we tune in whenever we're feeling sad and blue, whenever we're feeling down, because we know that he's going to lift our spirits. I got sunshine. Don't get me singing. I'm tone deaf, but you can't tell me nothing on a cloudy day.
Do you also do a bit of comedy?
I try. I'm not very funny except to myself, but I certainly try. What I do is golf. Tiger Woods is my cousin, so golf runs in my veins. And I know people are like, you don't look like Tiger. You're right. He's my long lost cousin. They call me Larry Hit It in the Woods. He's my long lost cousin. That's a bad dad joke, but I got some bad dad jokes.
All right, that's interesting. Now, let's talk a little bit about the people that you are serving. Because we talked about service just now, no? You are serving through your public speaking, your engagement, your training, and all of that. Now, why do you think people are coming to you?
Most people come to me because they know I'm sincere and they know that I care about them. There's a saying that no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And I genuinely care. It's the give a dang factor. I care about you. And I care about you. And I care about you. So people, they can smell BS from a mile away, and it stinks. They can also smell sincerity. And I think by sincerity, my joy, my energy that is authentic shines bright. And I've been so blessed. My career as a speaker, the majority of my business comes from word of mouth. It comes from referrals of folks saying, hey, we had him in, and he is, in the words of the great philosopher, it wasn't Aristotle. The great philosopher, J.J. Walker, he is dynamite. So that's how I get most of my business is the relationships, the word of mouth. And I love serving business professionals. I love serving students. I love serving populations that might be underserved, Black, brown, women, children. I just love inspiring them, motivating them, lifting them up, and ultimately transforming them to live the life that they're meant for. And that's why I wrote my book, JOLT. Get zapped into intentionality, rediscover, and believe in your inner greatness. I almost called it Unstuck. This book was really written for me because I was stuck and I didn't know how to get out. I needed that zap. I needed that jolt to break me out, to step into my greatness. And like you said, I'm not going to keep it to myself. That's selfish. I'm going to pass that along because I believe each and every person on this earth has greatness inside of them.
I hear somebody thinking, what they are thinking is they want to learn about that moment when you say stuck. What happened? Where were you? And how did you transform it so that they can also learn?
It wasn't one moment, it was a series of moments. I'm working in corporate America. I'm making pretty good money, relatively speaking, but I'm poor in happiness. I'm poor in my heart of living God's plan for me. And it was tough because it's scary to make a choice to leave the comfort zone. I was comfortable. I got a paycheck every 2 weeks. I got a commission check every month. I got a bonus every quarter. Life was quote unquote good. Larry, what are you complaining about? I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. And thank God my wife said, hey, baby, I know you put on that happy face. You got to smile for a mile, but I see you when you come in the door after work and you're not happy. You're borderline miserable. What are you going to do about it? You tell everyone else to pursue their passion and to follow their dream. Look in the mirror. I said, oh, you got me. And when I looked in the mirror, there were a lot of tears because it's scary and it's uncomfortable and it stretched me out of my comfort zone. But thankfully, my mom told me to pray and pray harder. And March 26th of 2021, my position was eliminated. Essentially, I was fired. And that was the sign that I needed that, hey, Larry, you need to be speaking and serving across the globe, sharing this message of encouragement. So my encouragement to anyone out there that might be doodling on that big idea, on your greatness, go for it. I give you permission to go ahead and give it a try. You never know, you might just mess around and have great success and be living the dream just like me. That's my hope for each and every one of you.
Thank you so much for that. All right. That person that is listening to you now, who probably have a work and therefore have the safety net and therefore hasn't been sacked from work and therefore not taking action. What would you like to say to that individual?
Go for it. And I'm not saying to quit your job right now, but I would encourage you to build alongside. I would encourage you to get clear on what your vision is. Why are you on this earth? What is your inner greatness? If it's your current job, by all means, have fun, have a blast. But if it's not, and when you look in the mirror and you ask yourself the tough question of, what do I want specifically? If that answer is something else, start to build. I encourage you to put a plan on one page, plan on a page, and outline what is it you want to do specifically. Who do you want to serve? What do you want to be doing? With who? What impact do you want to have? And while you're doing your full-time, being excellent in your full-time, you can also start to build alongside. And eventually, my hope is that the building alongside can now replace that comfort of the full-time. Now, being an entrepreneur, it can be a journey. But I can tell you, it's a wonderful journey. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the twists and the turns. It is an absolute adventure. And like I said before, when you go through it and you trust the process and you go through the process, you will have many stories to tell. Woo! That's life right there, at least for me. That is life.
Thank you so much for that. All right, talking about personal experience, maybe looking at also the people that you are serving, Larry. Have you met some people that are stuck? Why do you think people are stuck?
Yeah. We're creatures of habit often. And it is very easy to get stuck in routines. Yeah, don't get stuck. What the stuck? Oh, I love it. I love it. The light and love of Verona.
For people that want to reach out to you, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Yeah, the number one way is LinkedIn. They call me LinkedIn Larry, Larry Long Jr. On LinkedIn. The second way, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I've got TikTok, I've got YouTube, and my website, Larry Long Jr., that's LarryLongJR.com. You can find me there. You'll probably hear me before you see me, but please reach out. I would love to connect, engage, and support you along your journey.
All right. So briefly, Larry, what would be your final message to the people that you have spoken to this point?
Yeah, this is on my heart because in the world of technology, high tech, and Larry GPT, all the AI, I want people to realize it's about the human element. It's about us being human. A good buddy of mine, Kevin Dorsey, says B2B. And I said, oh, wow, business to business? He said, no, Larry, B2B, belly to belly. Right now, I'm getting to know you. You're getting to know me. We're going belly to belly. You and I had the opportunity to chat before. We got belly to belly. I encourage folks, focus on, commit to, and invest in relationships, getting to know people, their stories, how you can support them and serve them. Believe you me, it will benefit you in so many different ways. What I found is that the more that I give and serve and give some more, it comes back to me 20-fold, 30-fold, 50-fold. So I encourage you to give, not to receive, but just give out of the goodness of your heart. It does a mind, body, soul, and spirit oh so good.
Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate the time. We definitely will have a second episode, okay?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much for hosting me. Take care now.
Thank you so much.